Good morning to one and all present here. Very happy to be amidst you in this wonderful morning where nasscom has taken this lead to bring attention to something that we are all deliberating in public policy as well as in private sector, the way in which work is going to transform or metamorphose in the future. It's all around the world, the discussions, debates on how things are going to pan out in the next few years, decades. Why we are doing it? Of course, with a very, very selfish interest that from an individual perspective till that of humanitarian perspective. In between, of course, you will have cities, states, countries. So everybody wants to prepare themselves for this, whatever we call as future. Because unless and until you prepare yourselves for facing the future, then you run the risk of losing out on the opportunity that is lying ahead of us. So we have lost a few opportunities in the past as a country, but at least now we have taken that firm resolve that the future is ours. The world leader we are going to become in the near future. So all the more important that our country puts this in mainstream dialogue so that the great treasure that which we have today, we all say that India differentiates itself from the rest of this world by virtue of its talented human pool. So that is the differentiating factor. We have a very, very young population, very talented population with such great educational institutions of excellence. So we have that great advantage. That is what we say is going to trigger India to the growth path that other countries cannot and make India reach somewhere where its true potential lies, which is nothing less than number one in the world. So we are at it, but just by virtue of numbers, by virtue of having the maximum youngsters or the young population alone will not help us reach where we want to reach. You all know that. You are all leaders from various sectors of the economy. So what exactly has to be done is to make sure that this great treasure which we have, the demographic dividend which we say, they are well prepared for the future. We have to make sure that we prepare them for the future and ensure that their productivity matches with what is required in the market, which is again a question. We don't know what exactly is going to be required in the future also. So what kind of skills, what kind of job specifications will be the need of the future? What are the because we are in a very, very fast changing landscape when it comes to the kind of nature of work and the job descriptions. It changes every 1-2-3 years. So we are in such an agile world. So what best we can do for our young friends, our dear children who are going to lead us into the future is to make them nimble on their feet, to make them agile, to make them adaptable. Our curriculum at the tertiary level, at the secondary level, at the primary level, it is the one most important thing that we need to do. We may not be able to really skill them for the future, but if we can really prepare them to skill themselves as and when the requirements come, reskill themselves, upskill themselves, to have that framework of mind that you are not skilled for your life, it is only for that moment. And once the requirements changes, you have to be nimble on your feet, you have to be agile to reskill and upskill yourselves and make yourselves ready for the requirements that that moment presents itself. If we can bring that consciousness into our young friends, into our greatest treasure of this great human talent pool which we have today, I think we would have made great strides in our policy level objective, that we have to make use of this opportunity. We have to prepare our youngsters. We have to prepare our youngsters how? To help them realize that you cannot be prepared for the next 30 years. You have to prepare yourselves to keep on reskilling and upskilling yourselves as and when the need arises. Today what you require, today what is the need of the hour, we know. But we don't know what is going to be the need in the next 10 years. That's how we are all talking about robotics, generative AI, all these technologies, how it is disrupting the world we know today. But if that is the case today, we don't know how it is going to transform next 5 years, 10 years down the line. So we have to prepare our youngsters to be agile and adaptable. That's one thing at the policy level, at the larger level, which government is also now started to look at by bringing on changes in the way in which education is conducted, how curricula is designed. This is all built up into the curricula. We all realize that we don't need people who are going to do repeatable tasks in the future. We need creative people. We need people who can think through problems and bring solutions. People who can be creative. People who can explore their own potentials and bring them for the benefit of others. That is what we need today. So the curricula of all levels of education is also getting changed. Also we have great many skilling initiatives, both at the central level by the Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, as well as in partnership with the private sector. A lot many skilling programs are done. Even in Tamil Nadu we have a very, very novel non-Mudalvan scheme which is really creating a lot of impact on the way in which our young people are getting skilled and made job ready. They need not get retrained. Education is only a degree, and after that they have to be trained for the job. That is not the case now. Now we are slowly making sure that it is getting built into the curriculum itself so that they are job ready the day they graduate out of the college. So a lot of efforts are being taken by at the policy level also to ensure that we reap this great opportunity. Another angle to me, or from a public sector point of view, is we also face the same challenge that private sector face. When you say the future of work, it also involves how best to attract talent. So whether a government is able to attract the best talent, again, we have to really study and find out whether government is attracting real talent. Why government, whether government has to be nimble on its foot in attracting talent. The way in which workplace dynamics have changed, whether we have kept pace. Definitely we have to self-reflect and find out, because going ahead, if government wants to perform at its best, definitely we also need to attract talent. We also need to compete in the same marketplace where all the private sector players are also playing. From that angle also, I think as a person who is representing public sector, we are also taking conscious efforts to ensure that we are nimble on our foot when it comes to our own HR policies, to ensure that we get the best talent, which has a larger impact, because the policies that are taken at the government level have a larger impact. It goes up to the lowest level. So it's all the more important that the people who are taking decisions in government also are the people with the right kind of talents, and the best minds in the country are put into such decision making. So this is also another thing we take cognizance of. So I once again thank nasscom for giving me this opportunity. I just wanted to put these two perspectives in front of you. One is that as a public policy as a public servant, we are very conscious of this fact, and government is now taking a lot of efforts to prepare our young kids towards facing the future. And also, as a person who is competing in the same marketplace to talent, we are also trying to make ourselves nimble in our own HR policies to ensure that we also get the best minds of this country. So once again, thank you for your patient listening. Thank you so much.
For more content on tech and leadership, subscribe to nasscom YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.